Hey Taurus, I just pulled cards for you, and there's something really beautiful unfolding in your energy right now. This reading is about self-love, about finally recognizing your own worth. And honestly, the cards are showing me that you're entering a phase where everything starts to shift because you are shifting from within. Let me share what came through for you today. So, I shuffled the deck asking specifically about your journey with self-love and inner transformation. And the first card that came out is the World. Taurus, this is absolutely profound. The world represents completion, fulfillment, and achieving a level of wholeness that you've been working toward for such a long time. This card is telling me that you're literally standing at the threshold of a major cycle completion in your life. You've been through so much, you've learned so many lessons, and now you're finally seeing yourself clearly. Not through the lens of past hurt, not through what others told you about yourself, but through the truth of who you actually are. The world energy here is showing me that you're integrating all the pieces of yourself, the light and the shadow, the strengths and the vulnerabilities, and you're recognizing that all of it makes you whole. This isn't about perfection, Taurus. This is about acceptance. When you stand in this world energy, you're literally telling the universe that you are complete exactly as you are right now. And that energy, that vibration of self-acceptance, is what opens every door. I'm seeing that as you embrace this completion, as you honor how far you've come, you're actually creating space for entirely new experiences to enter your life. People who match your new vibration. Opportunities that align with your worth. Situations that reflect back to you the love you're finally giving yourself. The world is also about recognition, and I feel like you're going to start receiving acknowledgement from the external world that mirrors the acknowledgement you're giving yourself internally. This could show up as compliments that you actually believe now, opportunities that you feel worthy of accepting, or relationships where people treat you the way you've learned to treat yourself. The universe is basically saying, you did the work, you completed this chapter of self-discovery, and now you get to enjoy the harvest of that inner transformation. The second card that appeared is Strength, and Taurus, this is your card in so many ways. Strength isn't about force or aggression. It's about the quiet, steady power that comes from truly knowing yourself. I'm seeing that your journey with self-love has required immense inner strength, especially because you've had to overcome conditioning, past relationships that didn't honor you, maybe even family patterns that taught you to put everyone else first. Strength is showing me that you've tamed the inner critic, that voice that used to tell you that you weren't enough. You've learned to be gentle with yourself while also being firm in your boundaries. There's this beautiful balance happening where you're compassionate toward your own struggles, but you're also not tolerating situations or people that diminish your light. The lion in this card represents your instinctual nature, your desires, your passion, and the woman represents your higher consciousness, your wisdom. When these two work together, when you honor both your needs and your wisdom, that's when you become truly powerful. I'm feeling that you're learning to listen to your body, to honor what feels good and what doesn't without judgment. You're allowing yourself to have needs and to express them. You're no longer shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. And here's what's beautiful, Taurus. The more you stand in this gentle strength, the more magnetic you become. People are drawn to authentic power. They're drawn to someone who loves themselves enough to be real. Strength is also telling me that you're healing your relationship with your own desires. Maybe in the past, you felt guilty for wanting things, for taking up space, for asking for what you need. But now you're understanding that your desires are valid, that pleasure is your birthright, that you deserve to enjoy this life. This card is confirmation that your self-love journey isn't making you selfish, it's making you whole. And from that wholeness, you actually have more to give, not less, because you're giving from overflow rather than depletion. The third card is Queen of Wands. And wow, Taurus, this is the energy you're stepping into. The Queen of Wands is confident, charismatic, creative, and completely comfortable in her own skin. She knows who she is and she makes no apologies for it. This card is showing me that as you continue to love yourself, as you continue to honor your truth, you're embodying this queen energy more and more. You're becoming the person who walks into a room and people feel your presence. Not because you're trying to be noticed, but because you're so genuinely yourself that it's magnetic. The Queen of Wands is also deeply creative, and I'm sensing that your self-love journey is unlocking creative expression that's been dormant. Maybe you're finding new ways to express yourself, new hobbies, new styles, new ways of being that feel authentically you, rather than what you thought you should be. This queen is passionate about life. She enjoys herself. She takes pleasure in simple things. She celebrates her own existence. And that's the energy that's becoming available to you now. I'm also seeing that this Queen energy is going to transform your relationships. When you embody the Queen of Wands, you naturally attract people who appreciate your fire, who celebrate your independence, who love you for exactly who you are. You're done dimming your light for anyone. You're done playing small. The Queen of Wands sits on her throne with a black cat at her feet and sunflowers around her, symbols of mystery, joy, and vitality. She's mastered the art of being both powerful and warm, both independent and loving. That's what's emerging in you, Taurus. You're learning that self-love doesn't mean isolation. It means loving yourself so much that you only allow love that enhances what you already have, not love that tries to complete you. Now, the fourth card is Four of Cups. And this is really interesting in the context of self-love. The Four of Cups traditionally shows someone sitting under a tree, arms crossed, looking at 3 cups in front of them, while a hand from a cloud offers a 4th cup that they're not noticing. In your reading, Taurus, this card is highlighting a pattern you're releasing. This is about the tendency to focus on what's wrong, what's missing, what's not enough, while completely overlooking the blessings right in front of you and the new blessings being offered. Your self-love journey is teaching you to shift your focus. Instead of ruminating on past disappointments, instead of focusing on the relationships that didn't work out or the opportunities you didn't get, you're learning to see what's actually here, what's actually available, what's actually good in your life right now. The Four of Cups is showing me that you've spent time in introspection, which was necessary, but now it's time to lift your gaze and see the beauty around you. Part of loving yourself is allowing yourself to receive. It's allowing yourself to be happy. It's allowing yourself to enjoy what you have instead of constantly waiting for some future moment when everything will be perfect. I'm seeing that as you practice gratitude, as you consciously acknowledge the good in your life, you're actually training your brain to see more good. You're rewiring yourself from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. And here's what's powerful about this. When you can genuinely appreciate where you are right now, when you can love yourself and your life as it is in this moment, that's when things start to shift rapidly. Because you're no longer coming from a place of lack. You're coming from a place of enoughness. The Four of Cups is inviting you to be present, to be here now, to receive the love and opportunities that are already available, rather than staying stuck in disappointment about the past. The 5th card that came through is King of Pentacles, and this is bringing such grounded, abundant energy to your reading. The King of Pentacles represents mastery in the material world, financial stability, and someone who has built something substantial through patience and dedication. In the context of your self-love journey, Taurus, this card is telling me that as you love yourself more, as you value yourself more, you're naturally creating more stability and abundance in your physical reality. There's a direct correlation between how you treat yourself and what you attract materially. The King of Pentacles is showing me that you're becoming more discerning about where you invest your time, energy, and resources. You're no longer giving to people or situations that don't give back. You're building a life that reflects your worth. This could manifest as being more strategic with your finances, investing in yourself through courses or experiences that develop you, or simply being more mindful about the quality of everything you surround yourself with. The King of Pentacles also represents self-sufficiency, and I'm seeing that part of your self-love journey involves recognizing that you can provide for yourself. You can create security for yourself. You don't need to depend on anyone else to give you the life you want. This is incredibly empowering, Taurus. When you know you can take care of yourself, when you trust your own ability to create abundance, you become free. You're no longer staying in relationships or situations out of fear. You're choosing based on genuine desire and alignment. This king also represents generosity, and I'm seeing that as you build this inner security, as you truly love and value yourself, you're actually becoming more generous, not less. Because you're giving from a place of abundance rather than trying to earn love or approval. You're giving because it feels good, because you have plenty to share, not because you're trying to fill a void. The 6th card is 9 of Swords. And Taurus, this card is showing me the internal battle you've been fighting. The 9 of Swords represents anxiety, worry, and those sleepless nights when your mind just won't stop. In your self-love journey, this card represents the mental patterns you're working to release. These are the thoughts that tell you you're not good enough, the replay of past mistakes, the worry about the future, the comparing yourself to others. The 9 of Swords is showing me that a huge part of loving yourself is managing your mind, is recognizing that not every thought you have is true. You're learning to catch yourself when you spiral into negative thinking. You're learning to question the narratives that don't serve you. You're developing the awareness to notice when you're being cruel to yourself in your own head. And here's what's powerful. The Nine of Swords is also showing me that these mental patterns, while painful, have actually been protective mechanisms. Your anxiety has been trying to keep you safe, trying to prepare you for every possible negative outcome so you wouldn't be hurt. But you're realizing now that this constant vigilance is exhausting, and it's not actually serving you anymore. Loving yourself means giving yourself permission to relax, to trust, to believe that things can work out. It means releasing the need to control everything through worry. I'm seeing that you're implementing practices that help with this, whether that's meditation, journaling, therapy, or simply catching yourself when you're spiraling and consciously choosing a different thought. The Nine of Swords reminds me that healing isn't linear. There will still be moments of anxiety, moments of doubt, but you're building the skills to navigate those moments with more compassion for yourself, rather than getting completely consumed by them. The seventh card is Seven of Cups, and this brings such an interesting dimension to your reading. The Seven of Cups shows someone standing before seven cups, each containing a different vision or possibility, and they seem overwhelmed by all the options. In your self-love journey, Taurus, this card is highlighting the importance of clarity and discernment. As you love yourself more, as you open to new possibilities, you might actually find yourself with more options than before. More opportunities, more people interested in you, more paths available. And while this is beautiful, it can also be confusing. The Seven of Cups is reminding you that not every option is real. Not every glittering possibility is actually aligned with your truth. Some of those cups contain illusions, fantasies, things that look good from a distance but wouldn't actually fulfill you. This is where your self-love becomes practical. Because when you truly know yourself, when you're clear about your values and what actually brings you joy, you can discern which opportunities are genuine and which are distractions. I'm seeing that you might be in a phase where you're exploring different versions of who you could be, different paths you could take, and that's beautiful. But the Seven of Cups is encouraging you to ground those dreams in reality, to test them against what you actually want versus what you think you should want. This card is also about being careful with fantasy, especially in relationships. When you love yourself, you see people clearly. You don't project onto them what you want them to be. You see who they actually are, and you make choices based on reality, not potential. The Seven of Cups is inviting you to be intentional, to focus your energy rather than scattering it across too many possibilities, and to trust that the right path will become clear when you stay connected to your truth. The eighth card that appeared is Four of Wands. And oh, Taurus, this is such a celebratory energy. The Four of Wands represents stability, celebration, harmony, and reaching a milestone worth acknowledging. In the context of self-love, this card is telling me that you're creating a sense of home within yourself. You're building an internal foundation that feels safe and joyful. The Four of Wands often appears at weddings or housewarmings, moments when we celebrate the creation of something beautiful and stable. For you, this is about celebrating the relationship you're building with yourself. You're creating an inner environment that feels welcoming, that feels like home. And from this place of inner stability, you're able to create outer stability too. I'm seeing that your living environment might be improving, that you're making your physical space more beautiful and comfortable because you recognize that you deserve to live in beauty. The Four of Wands is also about community and connection, and I'm seeing that as you love yourself more. As you become more secure in who you are, you're attracting healthier friendships and relationships. You're finding your people, the ones who celebrate you, who support you, who make life feel like a joyful celebration rather than a struggle. This card is also showing me that you're learning to celebrate yourself, to acknowledge your wins, to appreciate how far you've come rather than constantly focusing on how far you still have to go. The Four of Wands is giving you permission to be happy, to enjoy this moment, to recognize that you don't have to wait until everything is perfect to feel good about your life. The foundation is built, the structure is stable. Now you get to decorate it, enjoy it, share it with people you love. This is the energy of gratitude and celebration, and it's such a beautiful place to be operating from. The ninth card is Seven of Cups appearing again, but wait, I need to correct myself. Let me look again at what actually came through. The ninth card is actually Queen of Wands energy continuing to build, but let me pull what actually showed up. The actual ninth card is King of Cups, and Taurus, this is bringing beautiful emotional maturity to your reading. The King of Cups represents someone who has mastered their emotions, who can feel deeply without being overwhelmed, who can be compassionate without losing themselves. In your self-love journey, this king is showing me that you're developing emotional intelligence and self-regulation. You're learning to hold space for your own feelings without judgment. You're becoming someone who can sit with discomfort, who can process emotions in healthy ways, who doesn't need to escape or numb out when things get intense. The King of Cups is also deeply intuitive and creative, and I'm seeing that as you become more emotionally balanced, your intuition is strengthening. You're learning to trust your gut feelings about people and situations. You're listening to the subtle messages your emotions are sending you. This king is showing me that self-love includes emotional self-care, includes asking yourself what you need in any given moment and honoring that need. Maybe you need to cry, maybe you need to rest, maybe you need to express anger in a healthy way. The King of Cups has the emotional wisdom to know what he needs and the maturity to provide it for himself. This card is also about being a healing presence, and I'm seeing that as you develop this emotional mastery, you naturally become someone who others feel safe around. Not because you're fixing them or taking on their emotions, but because you're so grounded in your own emotional reality that you can witness theirs without losing yourself. The King of Cups represents the balance between feeling everything and being overwhelmed by nothing, and that's the mastery you're developing through your self-love practice. The final card, the 10th card in your reading, is 3 of Pentacles, and this brings such beautiful completion energy to everything we've discussed. The 3 of Pentacles shows 3 people working together to build something beautiful, often depicted in a cathedral setting where craftspeople are collaborating on something greater than themselves. In your self-love journey, Taurus, this card is showing me that you're recognizing that self-love doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means valuing yourself enough to ask for help, to collaborate, to learn from others who have skills you don't have. The 3 of Pentacles represents mastery, learning, and the recognition that we all have different gifts to contribute. I'm seeing that as you love yourself more, you're becoming more willing to invest in your growth, whether that's through therapy, coaching, courses, or simply being open to learning from the people around you. You're recognizing that seeking support isn't weakness, it's wisdom. This card is also about being valued for your contributions. And I'm seeing that as you show up more authentically, as you offer your unique gifts without holding back, you're receiving recognition and appreciation. People are seeing your worth because you're no longer hiding it. The 3 of Pentacles is showing me that you're building something lasting, something solid, and you're doing it with patience and dedication. This applies to your self-love practice, to your career, to your relationships. You're not looking for quick fixes or instant gratification. You're committed to the long game, to creating something beautiful through consistent effort and genuine care. This card is confirmation that your self-love journey is not just benefiting you, it's creating ripples that touch everyone around you. When you love yourself, when you stand in your worth, you give others permission to do the same. So Taurus, let me bring all of this together for you. The cards are showing me that you're in the midst of a profound transformation that's rooted in self-love and self-acceptance. You're completing major cycles, you're stepping into your power, you're releasing old patterns of self-criticism and scarcity thinking. You're learning to be present, to appreciate what you have, to trust your own ability to create the life you want. You're developing emotional maturity and mental resilience. You're becoming discerning about where you invest your energy. You're celebrating yourself and allowing yourself to be celebrated by others. And you're building something lasting, something real, through consistent dedication to your own growth and well-being. The journey of self-love isn't always easy, but these cards are telling me that you're seeing the results of the work you've been doing. Life is becoming more beautiful because you're seeing yourself more clearly, loving yourself more fully, and showing up more authentically. Keep going, Taurus. You're exactly where you need to be. I'd love to know if this resonates with your experience. Have you been feeling this shift toward greater self-acceptance and self-love? Drop a comment and let me know what's been coming up for you.